recognize deeply and appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contributions the Métis, Inuit, and First Nations people and other Indigenous people have made in shaping and strengthening this province and this country as a whole.
We would also like to recognize and acknowledge the United Nations Declaration of the International Decade for People of African Descent, 2015 to 2024. The objectives of this decade are to promote respect, protection, and fulfillment of all human rights and fundamental freedoms by people of African descent, to promote a greater knowledge of and respect for the diverse heritage, culture, and contribution of people of African descent to the development of societies, and to adopt, strengthen national and regional and international legal frameworks. Although we are halfway through the decade, very little has been done in our region and communities to achieve the objectives for the declaration. We are therefore calling on everybody here, individuals, organizations, and elected officials and governments, to learn more about the reason for the declaration and to make a commitment to address at least one of the objectives.
So I do welcome this honor of pouring libation in tribute to our ancestors. We have a plant here which represents the earth and the soil. Kwanzaa itself uniquely allows us to reflect together on our transgenerational past, on our North American present, and on the best path forward. So the water in this communal cup is in fact the essence of life which sustains us. I will pour it in the direction of the four winds, north, south, east, and west. And I begin with the Tamishi La Tambiko in the words of Dr. Molina Karenga, saying to you that our fathers and mothers came here, lived, loved, struggled, and built here. At this place, their love and labor rose like the sun and gave strength and meaning to the day. For them, then, who gave so much, we give in return. On this same soil, we will now sow our seeds and liberation in the higher level of human life. May our eyes be the eagle, our strength be the elephant, and the boldness of our life be like the lion. And may we remember and honor our ancestors and the legacy they left us for as long as the sun shines and waters flow. So then, for you, for me, for our people everywhere, I pour libation first for the motherland, the cradle of civilization. I also pour libation for the ancestors and their indomitable spirit. I pour for the elders from whom we can learn much. I pour for our children and youth who represent the promise of tomorrow. I pour for our people, the original people. I pour for our struggle and in remembrance of those who have struggled on our behalf. I pour for Umoja, the principle of unity, which should guide us in all that we do, and I pour for the Creator who provides all things great and small. And lastly, I pour for each and every one of you sharing in this inspiring gathering today. So, by embracing Kwanzaa in Ottawa, we not only honor our diversity, but we also strengthen the bonds that tie our communities together. So in doing this, Kwanzaa is a celebration of profound significance.
So the first candle is the principle of Umoja. You say? Umoja. Umoja means unity. So one more time, Umoja. Principle number 5 is Kuumba. That is the principle of creativity. Principle number 6 is the principle of Nia. This is the principle of purpose. This young gentleman here lighting the candle is Fred Sherman. Is it the third or junior? Third. The third. And the last candle is number 7. This is the principle of Imani. Imani. And this is the principle of faith. We might not be able to see it, or we might not experience it yet, but with faith, we'll see it through. Imani. And with that mindset, we look to carry that on for the rest of the year, and we start the new year enlightened.
Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you care to learn? Hey, black child, do you know you are strong? I mean, really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, black child, be who you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be.
Every morning, up early and bright, I look in the mirror and I recite affirmations by Mom and Dad. I am beauty. I am brains. I am intelligent. I am smart.
Yes.
I am health. I am wealth. I am treasure.
What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fields? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we've shed before? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, these weeping shores?
And embrace the love. You sound like a record. Your voice is so clear, you sound like a record. Take it out.
Question is, what about us?
Yeah.
I believe we have in the palm of our hand the power, the knowledge, and the resources to make a difference. Because in reality, no one is obligated to do for us, but we are obligated to do for ourselves. Do you agree?
That's right.
So what about us? I think we can make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you all here, all these wonderful people here. On behalf of Jaku Kumbit, I want to extend a warm welcome and thank you for coming out. And what I like about Kwanzaa is that it truly reflects the family. We want to make sure we have an event where we have children, we have youth, we have adults, and we have seniors, so that we can reflect the entire family. So thank you all for coming here. Your presence is truly appreciated. Now, why is Kwanzaa important? Jaku Kumbit has been at the forefront promoting Kwanzaa for the last 2 decades. I got involved in it because when my 2 boys were younger and I heard about Kwanzaa, I thought this is a great event. It's a cultural celebration. And it allows you to be proud of who you are. It promotes cultural pride. It connects you to values that are important around family and community. And so I began to study it and began to look at different events that was happening around Kwanzaa. And I thought, this is something that we can do in Ottawa. I think it would be a great message, because everyone here truly believe, if I ask you, I'm sure you agree with me, that family is the foundation of a strong community. Don't you agree? So the question is, why does Kwanzaa hold such a profound significance for the community? Kwanzaa is a celebration that ignites a sense of community unity, cultural pride, and well-being. This question leads us to the heart of Kwanzaa, a celebration that is rooted in the rich tapestry of African culture and tradition. Kwanzaa was established in the mid-20th century during a period of social and cultural transformation. It was a response to a longing for connection, a bridge to our African heritage. The 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which these 7 candles represent, also known as the Unguzo Saba, serve as this bridge, guide us towards unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. These principles aren't just abstract concepts, they're a way of life inspiring African community worldwide to strive for a better future together. They foster a sense of unity, ignite a shared purpose, kindle creativity, and strengthen faith in our collective potential. Kwanzaa is not just a celebration, it's a reaffirmation of our roots and values that bind us together as a people and as a community. It's a time when we reflect on our achievements and plan for the future.
I am where I am because of community. And so I want to say to the elected officials, city councilor, MP, and other elected folks who are in the room whom I don't recognize right now, and to many of you who are community people that I've known over the years, and with whom I've worked over the years. What I've done, what I have achieved, has been because of your support. No one does anything alone. There is always a team. One cannot lead unless one is also and has the ability to follow. So a leader is also a follower. And so I have walked these many years. I came to Toronto in 1960. It was a different place. No Charter of Rights and Freedom at the time. That didn't come till 1982. No Landlord and Tenant Act, so that the landlord can say, it's for rent, but we don't rent to you people. And there was nothing we could do because we had no human rights, no code that can sanction individuals for saying things like that. Corporate bodies can say, yes, the test, you've passed the test, but I don't think you were a good fit for our organization, and on and on. We saw no faces of color reading the news, commenting on the news, and being there so that we can point to those people as role models for our children. Those 2 young people who recited that poem tonight, they were just right on, because those are the messages that we must give to our children and have them understand those messages. And so we've come a long way. Tonight, we've gathered as a community to celebrate Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa was not always there as part of community celebration. I met, and I can say he's a friend of the originator of Kwanzaa, Dr. Karinga. After the 1966, maybe some of you might be too young to remember this, the 1966 race riots in Watts. Dr. Karinga, having traveled through Africa, having been a historian of many sorts, having been a community builder, thought that we need to do something as a community. We need to have celebration. There are cultures with celebration of light. There are cultures with different symbols that teach and inspire their people. And he thought this was about time that we have something as African Americans and African Canadians and African Caribbean and African people who identify with the continent. And he took those principles straight from teachings within different parts of Africa. And many of you would know those teachings in some way or the other that were part of what you learned, what you heard, and what the keepers of the culture and the knowledge passed on. And so he has putting this together and trying to get the idea throughout the world where African, Caribbean, and all the groups that identify with some of the past wrongs can learn, can teach, can be uplifted by those principles. And so, to be invited by Jackie Condit to be here this afternoon, when we know, and I've been participating in Kwanzaa in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. They've been, this year they've done it, the days in different businesses and communities and community center, etc., to focus on different aspects of the principle. And so, this invitation to be here with you, I accepted because I felt it's important for us, now that you know, you can pass that on, you can celebrate next year, you can celebrate with relatives and families, you can spread the word of Kwanzaa. You can buy the kit, the kinara, the candles in the different colors. You can buy and you can see around the table that the group has prepared for us what you need to prepare in your home, so that as you prepare for Christmas, you also think that from Boxing Day, the 26th, to January the 1st, this is a special celebration for us, where we look back, Fred poured the libation and called on ancestors. The way we dressed, the cultural things we have around us, the recognition that in each country of the continent, each one of the countries of the continent, there is always a first feast, or the end of the harvest, or the beginning of the harvest. And so, today is not just coming and hearing and celebrating and eating and dancing, but it's also a way of learning and empowering, so that our young people and our families can go away and add one more thing to the celebration of the season. I know that this 20th anniversary of what is billed as the largest Kwanzaa gathering in Ontario, and I don't want to say it, but I think I will, I think in all of Canada. Speaks to the fact that we are trailblazing, we are trend setting, and we're ensuring that we have a cultural mode that we can now add. So you have the rest of the year to find some of these things, to talk to your children, to talk to your families, and to come together to celebrate Kwanzaa. But let me say something about Jackie Convict, an organization that has persevered over these many years, an organization that is resilient, an organization that understands what unity and self-determination and cooperative economics and purpose, sense of purpose for community is all about. And let me compliment Mr. Campbell. And all those who support him, and all those who were part of that leadership. Because again, one person going out there, it's important. There's an old African adage, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, take others with you. And so I think we're going far, Mr. Campbell, because we're taking all these people with us.
Community members, it is with great joy and enthusiasm that I join you here today on the unsurrendered and unceded land of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe Nation to bring greetings from Mayor Mark Sutcliffe and the rest of Ottawa City Council in order to celebrate a key cultural event that enriches our lives and strengthens the bonds that unite us all, Kwanzaa. This vibrant and meaningful celebration holds a special place in our hearts, honoring the values that guide us and the resilience that defines us as a community. And I want to acknowledge the great work of the organizers, of Ken, of the whole team that's put this together. So please put your hands together to thank them for this wonderful celebration. Kwanzaa, a Swahili word meaning first fruits, invites us to reflect on 7 guiding principles that shape our collective identity. As we light the Kinera and embrace the warmth of the candles, let us celebrate the richness of the Black community, a community that has been a source of resilience, creativity, and inspiration throughout history. Our heritage is a tapestry, a rich tapestry woven with stories of triumph, cultural innovation, and unwavering strength in the face of adversity. In the spirit of Kwanzaa, let us recognize and appreciate the contribution of Black leaders, including Jean Augustine, the first Black Canadian woman to serve as a federal minister of the Crown and member of Parliament who joins us today. let us also recognize our artists. We had just wonderful drumming to open us. Let's thank our artists, our scholars, our entrepreneurs, our community volunteers, and everyday heroes who have shaped our city. Let us commit ourselves to building bridges of understanding and cooperation, fostering a community where every individual is valued and every voice is heard. Kwanzaa is not just a celebration, as we know. It's a call to action. It challenges us to embody the principles it espouses, not only during this festive season, but in our daily lives. By doing so, we honor our ancestors, uplift our community, and pave the way for a future filled with unity, prosperity, and justice. It's for that reason that I was pleased that in my capacity as Council Liaison for Anti-Racism and Ethnocultural Relations Initiatives at the city, I was able to help sponsor this event and was also able to secure an extra $120,000 in the latest city budget that was just passed in December to specifically expand Black-led community initiatives. As part of the city's anti-racism strategy commitments, as well as allocate resources for the creation of new citywide anti-hate initiatives. So as we come together to celebrate Kwanzaa, let us do so with gratitude for our shared heritage, pride in our accomplishments, and a renewed commitment to build a better, more inclusive future for all. Happy Kwanzaa, Asante Santa, and may the spirit of Kwanzaa shine brightly in our hearts and our homes. Thank you so much.
Kwanzaa dance tutorial training session. Yeah, DJ, bring it from the top.
I see friends shaking and saying, how do you do? They're really
was that when I arrived there, the youth greeted me, and we were escorted to my table. I was feeling so good about that. And then, we were offered soup, which was very nice. And I knew from then that they started off on a good note, And then I was really impressed with the two young children that came up and do the poem. And then to see that another age group where they go off to the guest speaker. She was very knowledgeable.
The amount of people that were here, some people, they found it from Eventbrite. They'd never heard of Kwanzaa. They're like, this is my first time celebrating. And it was really nice to help educate and open people's opinions about different holidays. This is the biggest Kwanzaa yet. I've been going to Kwanzaa since I was, 7 or 6? And so it's been getting bigger and bigger this year. And it was amazing to see over 300 people come.
The event that we had tonight was a huge success. And it is a wonderful reward to know after putting in all your hard work that the result is so positive. The turnout reflects that. The amount of people from different parts of the African community that came out and the Caribbean community is a testimony to the fact that we're on the right track and we're making a real impact in the community. And more and more people are becoming more aware, more knowledgeable about the beauty of the celebration of Kwanzaa.
Jaco Combat is on to something, and you can see for what we had today in terms of the amount of people that came out, all different backgrounds, fitting the message that Dr. Augustine kind of shared with us. 20 years in, Jaco's been doing this, and is just getting bigger and better, and more importantly, it's that sense of resilience around shared ties, a similar history, the connected history. Kwanzaa gives an opportunity to reflect on the past, recognize our present, and hopefully plan for a better tomorrow.
Jaco Combat has been doing this for over 20 years. So I think it's one of our major programs for the organization, and I think the community just look forward to having this celebration at the end of the year.
It was a melting pot of community celebration. I don't know how else to describe that. There was such a wide variety, such a range of talent coming together in one space. There were a couple of young people that came up and they shared their own poems. And just to think of, these young bodies that's putting all these words together, that is so powerful. I thought, yeah, this is pretty good. And of course, my next highlight is the drummers. At the very end, they closed, and I thought it was a perfect way to close the session.
In 2024, I expect Jaco Combat to provide more experiences for youth, for elders, as they said, and I expect them to do everything that they vowed to do in this new year.